Hey, so in reviewing this last video, we kind of noticed that it was very lacking, and there's a good reason for that. The last few days I was on trail, I was kind of wanting to, um, absorb it all. I knew that my time on the trail was coming to an end, and it was kind of sad. And even though I was tired and I was ready for it to be over, I was really sad because I really, really enjoyed it. It was hard. Some days it was just everything I could do to put one foot in front of the other or throw that backpack back on. But I loved it. It was just so enjoyable. And the friends I made on trail were just, they're great. You know, I can't ever replace that. And so I kind of wanted to take the time that I had left on trail and just be in the moment and not be behind the camera so much. Another reason I don't have a lot of footage is because the very last day on trail, it rained on us. Even though we knew it was going to rain, we were really hoping that we could get to camp to the end to Kennedy Meadows before it rained, but it didn't happen. About 2 miles before we got there, it just opened up on us. And so I didn't want to get my camera out. So just to backtrack a little bit, the day before we got to Kennedy Meadows, I was leading. So it was just me and Joe, and I was leading, and I walked by this. We were on a ridge, and there was a rock wall beside us, and then nothing on the other side. And so I was walking through this narrow area, and as soon as I get by this big rock, I hear this rattle, and I was like, oh. So I turned around real quick, and it was too late. Joe Chainsaw was already like right there on him. And that guy was pissed. He was just rattling. And Joe, it was hilarious. Y'all, I shouldn't have laughed, but I did. He just started dancing. Feet went up, 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 up. And I was like, oh my God. And so when he finally stopped, I was like, are you okay? And he's like, yes. I said, what were you doing? And he said, I just knew I didn't want him to strike my feet, at my ankles or anything. He said, so I just kept picking him up. And I said, oh my God, you look like you were dancing. Of course, the whole time he was cussing like a sailor. And the funny thing about that is that Joe Chainsaw never cussed. So, he was scared. So I was like, the next time you need to back up, get away from it. It's like, I couldn't see it. Well, back up anyway. So we go on. Of course, then you're on high alert. So the next day is our last day to Kennedy Meadows, and Joe's in the lead. And sure enough, we come up on another rattler. And he starts backing up. Of course, I'm behind him. And he starts backing up, and he does not stop until I am in a bush. He like waylays me in this bush. I've got my hand on his pack, and he's just going backwards. And before I know it, I'm in this bush. He's sitting at my feet, and we were both terrified because we could still hear him. He sounded really close. But we finally spotted him. He was a few feet away from us, under a rock, a ledge. And so we got up, and I was like, I got prickly bushes all over me. And he's like, you have to take care of that later. We got to go. So we had to skirt around him. We gave him a wide berth, and we went on. Of course, when that happens, you're on high alert after that. So we hiked a few miles in silence, with our eyes peeled. We got to Kennedy Meadows, and the first business that you get to is the general store. And so we stopped there, and we dried off. They had a potbelly stove in the middle of the store, and we were warming up against it. We went and ordered food, and we went back to the stove and stayed warm. And they called us to get our food, and we had to pay for our drinks in the store and then go out on the patio and pay for our food. And we were eating our food. And by that time, Grant had got there, and we were sitting with a bunch of other hikers, and this lady comes up to me from the register in the store, and she's like, "I think you left your ID." And everybody started laughing because I lost my ID. I mean, that's how I got my trail name, No ID. So they were like, "This is perfect. You lost it on the first day, you lost it on the last day. You're true to your name, you know." So that was really good. I've been off trail now for going on 2 months, and we've been doing lots of stuff. We've been seeing in lots of places, doing some magical things, just unbelievable. And I've had time to think about my time on the trail. And there's some things that I just wanted to share with y'all. One of them is that because I'm a mouth breather, when I hike, I can't even begin to tell you how many bugs I've eaten. I don't think I want to know. No, I don't. Um, Speaking of eating, when people offer you something that you don't like on trail, you eat it. Yeah. Um, I don't like olives, and somebody gave me a Subway sandwich that had olives all in it, and I don't think I tasted them. Later on, Joe said, "What kind of sandwich was that?" I said, "I think it was turkey. I don't know. I just saw olives." And he said, "There's mosquitoes here." And he said, "You ate them?" I was like, "I ate them. I ate those olives right up." Um, the people you meet on trail, whether they come into your life for a brief moment and you just meet on trail and you say hey and exchange a few words and go on, to the people that you hike with every day, they become very important. They're ingrained in your memory. It's almost like they become a tapestry of your life. And I've got people that I remember. I don't remember their names or their trail names, but they left an impact on me, and that's really special. Something else is the more you hike with people, you learn to be able to track them by their footprints. You know their tread on their shoes. So the longer you hike with people, the more you recognize that. And being as I was always lagging behind, that was very important for me to be able to track my tramily. Another thing that I've learned on trail is everybody's out there for a different reason. Everybody has different reasons to hike the PCT or any long distance trail for that matter. But you got people that are out there that are gonna finish the trail no matter what. I mean, they're gung ho. They are flying. And then you have those that are out there to kind of reconnect with nature, and in a sense, they're kind of reconnecting with themselves. And then you have those that are out there just because they can, they want to hike and they can do it, and they've got the gumption and the willpower and everything. So you meet a lot of different people and have lots of different stories, and they all touch you in some way. Something else I learned was that your body is capable of a lot. Your mind is a big fat liar. I had the opportunity to really push myself with Jeff. He had a very fast pace. And in the beginning, I could keep up with him. And there were some times that I just kind of actually blew by him. So I knew I had the ability. But that's not why I was out there. I wanted to experience the trail. I wanted to experience the culture. I wanted to really see what was out there. And by flying, doing 20 miles a day, that I wasn't going to do that. Not me. Doing 20 miles a day takes concentration for me. I got to focus. So I chose not to hike fast, and I chose to just kind of be in the moment and enjoy my surroundings and stop and take pictures of a gazillion flowers and look at that mountain from different angles. And that is why I was out there. That was my hike. So your body is capable of a lot. There was lots of times that I didn't think I was going to make it to the end of the day. Something else I learned while we were out there was that there is no hierarchy. There is no I'm this and I'm that and you're that. Once you set foot on that trail, you're pretty much equal with everybody else. And that's because we are all out there and we have one goal, and that is to make it from point A to point B in a day. The ultimate goal is to get to the end, to the northern terminus in Canada. For me, it was Kennedy Meadows. But on a daily basis, we all have one goal, and that is to make it to the end of the day safe. And it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, or if you're a lawyer, or if you're a waitress, or if you're unemployed. You are all equal on the trail. And I knew that, but to actually sense that and to feel that was really different and was pretty phenomenal. People gave food, water, information. They helped each other out with genuine sincerity, and people would accept it with gratitude. I mean, it's all genuine out there. I mean, you have those butts that are out there and they're just turds. You have that. But for the most part, people out there are genuine, and they would give you the shirt off their back, you know? And it's good to know that if you have a need or if you're in trouble, that you have family out there that is going to come help you some way or another. They're going to be there for you. And that's very comforting to know, because, you know, you're out there in the middle of nowhere, and sometimes you have no service, and it's good to know that somebody has your back. And the funny thing is that sometimes you don't even know those people that have your back. So, the golden trifecta of a great break spot consists of sun, shade, and water. I can't tell you how many times when those three were together, it was just sublime. It was so wonderful. There's nothing like taking off your shoes, soaking your feet in some cold water, drinking some water, having the sun beat down on you under the shade. You know, you just feel that warmth. It's a golden trifecta, yeah. Eating gritty food becomes a norm. Yeah, it sounds disgusting, but it's normal. Yeah, to have grit in your food, leaves, debris. Yeah, that's pretty normal. So yeah, those are kind of some of the things that I've been thinking about. They may not mean much to a lot of people, but I think people that hike trails and stuff like that can understand, can relate. So this is our last video of the PCT, and we'll have some more videos coming up of things that we've seen and done. And we've kind of taken some time off of doing the videos just to kind of regroup and kind of refocus. But I appreciate each and every one of y'all watching me. I know I'm not exciting, but I'm me, and I appreciate it. It means a lot to me to see who's watched my videos and stuff like that. So thank you very much for following me on the trail, on the PCT, and I hope y'all enjoyed it, because I enjoyed it and I enjoyed making videos for you. Thank you very much.